Today, in the nerdy news you need to know about, PlayStation's considering a PS5 price hike. That we know the apparent title of the next Mario movie, and the cancellation of a Kingdom Hearts game has come to ruin Tim's life even more than I did. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for a Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the taste maker, Roger Picorni.
Hi, Greggy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel like I'm a normal person again, finally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After the 60 hours of Freakin It all weekend with Mike, playing Death Stranding, 54 hours in that game. And I just started from the beginning of that stream to the end, which is insane. Yeah.
I would have put that number way lower. For every time I tuned in, you chuckleheads were ordering Red
it was on.
It
counts towards the playtime. So yeah, no.
How close to finishing the game are you?
3 hours, apparently.
Wow,
3 hours.
wow.
So we are going to be finishing up next week on a regular stream.
Okay.
Mike will not be walking. I will not be walking. We'll just finish it up. And then we'll be able to talk about it on a Gamescast. Which I'm very
you're going
excited.
to do a little Gamescast review? I like that a lot.
I am. That's all I want to play. Like, I booted it up last night.
Really?
I booted up last night on my Steam Deck. So I was like, I just want to just grind and make zip lines and all that stuff. But I'm right at the ending. So there's nothing I can do. Like, all I can do is just go forward in the story. There's no fast travel. I can't do anything. So I'm just locked, and that's all I'm thinking about, Greg.
So now are you, that sounds like you already just answered my question there, but are you at all worried about burnout for Death Stranding 2? Or is it that you want so much more of it?
No, exactly. That's where I'm at. Like, I just want more of this, and from what I'm seeing from Blessings Preview and Dan and everyone, Skill Up talking about this game, it seems like it's more of the fun stuff from Death Stranding, which I enjoy. So I'm just excited to go into this new world and see specifically like how the fuck this game wraps up, because I don't know where we're going at all, and the Lale Lule lore is getting crazy. So I'm very excited for that. How are you doing, Greg?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't feel myself. My Gregway is 15 minutes today of me talking about being tired, because yesterday I took off my glasses when I did an afternoon Gregway.
Yeah.
And one of the comments was, he's tired if he took off his glasses. The epilogue was that I fell asleep in the chair with Ben at 7:45. And since I'm solo parenting, that meant no one was there to wake me up. So I woke up at 12:30 at night, looked at and like all the lights are off in the house because it was light when Cole's just taking care of himself. I was like, oh God.
With Ben in your arms?
Yep. On my chest. Yeah, I like to sleep on my belly still.
Gosh.
But we are starting with story number 0. Krispy Kreme celebrates Pac-Man's 45th anniversary with, look at that, amazing, but they put Maze in their new donut collection. We, of course, had this announcement as part of Games Daily this week. This has already happened. But, Monday, it came in too late for us to go to the Krispy Kreme close to us and get it. Tuesday was, of course, us going to the Nintendo store, rocking that, hear all about it on tomorrow's Gamescast. So today, I had to stop and get the Krispy Kreme Pac-Man Donuts. As you can see, they come in the Pac-Man box if you have the ability to do it. And then I just said, you walk in, I said, give me the random the assortment. Which, here's what I'll tell you right away, I appreciate. It includes just normal glaze.
Okay. That's
because
good.
if you remember when we got the Ghostbusters one, people didn't like the Ghostbuster flavors.
Just a lot of.
So to have it in there and be like, all right, we're just going to straight up give you some glaze on top of that. I appreciate that. Yeah. I will point out before we even get going and before the comments really want to stir it up, all right? This is not sponsored. We're just fat. We just, if someone's making a video game donut or a Ghostbusters donut or a Superman donut, we will stop and we will get it and we will probably talk about it on a show or whatever. So this, they have funny names, of course, okay? What do they have them out here? I'm looking at their official press release, which you'd imagine would have to have it. They had funnier names, I thought. They call this one then the Pac-Man Party Donut. Okay. No, this one is Pac-Man Party Donut, an original glazed donut piped with yellow buttercream flavored icing, sprinkled with celebration sprinkles, topped with a Pac-Man piece. Then the Team Ghost Donut, an unglazed shell donut filled with chocolate flavored cream, dipped in black icing, decorated with Pac-Man maze, and topped with ghost pieces. And then the strawberry Power Berry donut.
These are part of it. Oh, fuck. Okay.
An unglazed shell donut filled with strawberry flavored cream, dipped in the red icing. There we go. That's what I need to see. I appreciate you're trying to cut out I'm what's screwing up Skycam, right? I'll close it. You don't have to worry about it. Then you don't have to see my text message.
I just wanted to get really close to it.
I like it. This is the quality that they deserve.
They didn't pay for it.
Yeah, they didn't pay for it.
Roger, I brought a knife and a plate.
Thank you.
I figured we got to try.
Just a knife on the floor.
We got to try them all. I got the DiGiorno's cutting board as well there too, right?
This is going to be perfect for Nick because now he's going to have a bunch of pieces of donut.
Is
that
it
he's going to be
because you say that, but you and him always argue about? It's fine. It's still a strawberry donut. Everybody can see what's up over there.
Welcome back to Kinda Munchies, everybody.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I love this.
I don't like this one that's butthole's like blown out. It's got a prolapse butt
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
I mean,
You
I
can see
like
the
it.
chocolate stuff. Are you in on this too? Should I cut them in thirds?
Yeah, let's do it.
All
I like
cool.
this.
Roger.
Yes.
Welcome to Kind of Funny Games.
Thank you
Daily.
so much. I don't think I'm gonna like any of these.
What?
I'm just being honest. I'm not a Krispy Kreme guy.
I smell the sugar.
Yeah,
the
it's
sugar
just
is
it hurts
potent.
my teeth every single time I have Krispy Kreme, but I eat a lot of Krispy Kreme every time it's in the office.
Again,
so I'm not complaining, but
you
I'm
and Nick are the
complaining.
guys who just stare at each other and go, "You doing it? You going in for another one?"
Let me tell you about Dunkin' Donuts, though. Like, imagine if they need to collab with Dunkin' Donuts more. We need to get out of the
Dunkin' Donuts still doing that thing where they're not everywhere, though. You know, that's their problem.
There's one like 10 minutes away. 15
Well, for
minutes
us,
away.
yeah. But I mean, the rest of the country. I mean, come on, it can't just be here in our perfect world that we live in.
Yeah,
which
we
I
do
love.
have some- Come on.
All right, so I should probably get the knife.
Look at that. The strawberry one looks kind of good, though.
Strawberry one's gonna be my fave
Yeah, for
because I love a good fake strawberry.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Same.
You know what I mean? All right, so where do we want to start, boys?
Let's just
Let's go with the pack.
Pac-Man has been called. We're starting with the basic buttercream Pac-Man there, which is just
This
apparently
is the party one.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, I
weird
had to
title for it.
I'm gonna
Just
take
one
off the
Pac-Man.
fondant. That never makes me like it more.
Yuck.
Too sweet for you?
It's just like the icing isn't doing anything for it. Like, you know what I mean? It takes away from it.
It's buttercream cake ice cream on top of a cake donut. Like
Yeah.
I think Krispy Kreme, a straight normal glazed donut from Krispy Kreme is already so sweet.
Yeah, exactly. Why are we adding to it?
Okay. I'm gonna jump on a
Fucking
strawberry then.
Pac-Man.
Whoa, don't take it out on the ghost with the most here, all right?
All right. We're going on to the strawberry one, everybody.
Killer.
Now I'm excited about this one.
It's like a strawberry milkshake and a donut. Yeah. Yeah.
I fuck with that one.
That's the best Krispy Kreme donut I've ever had.
I fuck with
really
that
good.
hard.
That's really good.
Jay Shaw says, I haven't had a donut in like 5 years. What are you doing with your life? Are the abs worth it? I can't imagine they are.
All right. And then what's this
God
one?
damn.
That's a good one.
That's really good. I like how how loose the filling is.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It feels like a smoothie.
I've never had a jelly donut that.
It's like melted ice cream in a car.
Okay. And we're
Now
finishing
this
here
is-
with the black icing, chocolate filled donut.
Oh, my teeth hurt so much.
Not bad.
I like the chocolate inside.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's all I can taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say this is like strawberry, top tier. This one is second. And then the Pac-Man butter, whatever the fuck is way below that.
Yeah. I'm exactly where you're at.
I agree 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at us.
Yeah. Like I think I wouldn't. The strawberry is the only one I would order. That I would go
Yeah.
and like, oh yeah, are you going to Krispy Kreme? Pick me up one of the strawberry Pac-Man donuts. You know what I mean?
I just wish they did like just the top layer of the icing, right? Like we don't need the entire thing to be iced. I feel like that would go a long way, but I know that goes against the ethos of Krispy Kreme.
All right. Well, that was great.
Figure it
Thank you
out,
very much.
everybody. Thank you, Greg, for the donuts.
Anytime. Don't worry about it.
And thank you, Pac-Man, for making all these himself. We met him. We
Yeah.
met Pac-Man.
Remember that?
Dapped him up.
They say don't meet your heroes. I say eat your heroes.
Whoa.
He gave me a lot of pills.
I'll leave that one alone. You put that in Slack now. Those are up for grabs, all right? Oh, I meant, Raji. Barry, you're working hard in the show. It's clearly a very professional show we're doing.
Should I tell people to come out during the show and get donuts?
Yeah, sure.
These are cool.
Everybody. We actually have a lot of gaming news to talk about. We shouldn't waste that much
Serious
time on the
ones, too.
Pac-Man donuts. Some serious shit in there, too. We'll get to it all because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, and podcast services around
Thank you.
the globe. I don't know if I like that sound.
What?
I did the around the globe thing.
It's been doing that for a while.
No.
it's
This is my new
His new thing he's
amazing
doing.
Roost coffee cup there from the Nintendo store on its saucer. You're in a time loop. You'll hear about it on Gamescast tomorrow when I talk up. I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life now.
No, I give this 2 weeks. You're
There's
dropping.
nothing more I love than a nice coffee cup, and like
just-
feeling like I'm at a diner
I just don't think the
and I get to
saucer's
celebrate
lasting.
Animal Crossing. Huh?
I don't think the saucer's lasting.
Fuck you. I always feel bad for Barrett because Barrett always sets it up and then does that Barrett sigh because I come out with 2 cups and then he has to give me another coaster. So this solves the problem. Now I have a permanent coaster.
Yeah, boom.
Barrett's coming
Permanent
in to defend his sigh.
All right. Speaking of the coasters, I know we got a lot to get to, but like sometimes I like preemptively put out more coasters because I have noticed that,
Yeah.
and then I'll see people like throw the extra coasters down here. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. I don't know who's doing it.
You know who's doing it. Mike. Mike would be the only one doing it. I digress. If you're not watching us live, of course, you can catch us later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and podcast services around the globe. If you're taking one of those free methods, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment so everybody knows you're enjoying the show and we can find more listeners and viewers. However, if you want to go that extra mile, there's two ways. Number one, if you're watching live, Super Chat. You, of course, can go to youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Super Chat with your thoughts and opinions on the day's news. Be part of the show as we go. Like so many people already have. I'm looking in here. The only one that's pertinent to the donut is 9Sef, who's just heading to Krispy Kreme now.
Whoa.
What the fuck, Krispy Kreme? Where's the sponsorship? Help us out on that one. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. Of course, this was an unbiased Krispy Kreme review. If you want to help out later, of course, you can pick up the Kinda Funny membership. You go to youtube.com/kindafunnygames, patreon.com/kindafunny, Apple and Spotify. You can kick us $10, get all of our shows ad-free. That, of course, is more than 80 shows a month, and you get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a series I call Gregway, which is a 15 to 20-minute video and podcast throughout the day, every day. You're going to stick with just playing?
What's the word?
Strawberry, outstanding.
Yeah, it's really good.
Chocolate, not bad.
Yeah.
Not like
No.
It's that donut with
worse.
cake frosting on it. That's
Yeah.
a lot of sweetness, right? I love this White Lotus shirt.
Oh, wow.
Tim Geddes is here if you're an
Double
audio
up.
listener.
Holy shit.
Well, it's one of those few. I don't think it's a well-kept secret, but we talk so much for a living that Tim's literal kryptonite are Krispy Kreme donuts.
Whoa, I didn't know this about him.
He can't say no. He doesn't want to eat them, but he can't say no to
Whoa.
them. So he gets mad when people bring them in. And I understand it. I feel it. Right now,
But you find joy out
does
of it.
these strawberry boys. I'll be rolling in it. You know what I mean? I digress. Of course, remember some housekeeping here. We're an 11-person small business all about live talk shows. We're starting your broadcast day to day with Kinda Funny Games Daily, but immediately after that, you're going to get a preview from Nick, Mike, and Roger of FBC Firebreak. You guys got to play this. Now you get to come on the Gamescast talk about it.
Yeah, I'm excited with Nick. Nick on the Gamescast.
I know, right?
That's exciting.
Always a little treat to have
Yeah.
Nick out there doing whatever he does. It seemed like previews were positive, but don't tell me what you think. I want to listen to yours later. Of course, after that, you're going to get the stream. It's going to be Mike and Nick playing the Hunt Showdown and maybe Tarkov. You know how the stream boys roll. What are they feeling? What are
Pretty
they vibing
sure
with?
it's Tarkov.
Okay, great. And then it will not be live, but yes, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, we will be doing a live reaction to the Superman trailer. James Gunn's Superman trailer is out. It wasn't cold enough in the studio for me to put on my sweatshirt, but I got my sweatshirt all set to go. I'm ready to mark out, be a huge dork, yell about
so
stuff I've
excited.
seen. We're also going to do an Ironheart live reaction as well.
Where's
The
your
deal-
Ironheart hoodie?
Zero. No, yeah, I have no hype for this whatsoever. These will not be live streamed while they're recorded. That is how we got dinged before. Apparently, when you upload a video that you're commenting on, they're okay, but when you live stream it, they flip the fuck out.
They're just like, I don't understand this content. I think you're stealing our content. So, just to be safe and make sure that we can keep the shows rolling, we're not going to do that live because if we get struck again, then we can't upload or stream for a week.
Then we'd be doing it all on my old college one.
Oh, hell yeah.
YouTube.com/GJM7BF. What the fuck's on that channel right now? Maybe I shouldn't have sent you to it. If you're a Gregway, if you're a Kinda Funny member, today's Gregway is 15 minutes about me being tired and Ben's introduction to the MCU.
Ooh.
We got a fan, y'all. Thank you to Patreon producers Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney Twining. Today we're brought to you by Shady Rays, Aura Frames, and Rocket Money, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 7 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Number 1. Sony considers PS5 price hikes to cover Trump's tariffs. This is Dominic Preston over at The Verge. Sony just announced its financial forecast for the next year, and it's expected to be impacted by tariffs to the tune of $680 million US. To compensate, the company says it's considering options including moving manufacturing to the US and increasing prices for consumers. Speaking to investors during the company's earnings call, Sony CFO Lin Tao confirmed that the company is considering, quote, passing on, end quote, the price to tariffs to consumers in order to mitigate the impact on the bottom line. Tao didn't mention the PS5 by name, though, and it's possible that Sony could try to protect pricing on its console, though increases elsewhere in the electronics business, through increases elsewhere in the electronics business. Sony has already increased the price of the PlayStation 5 this year, but only in the UK, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. Roger?
Hi.
I mean, there's more story here, and I'll do it. But just as a quick aside, it's coming.
Yeah.
You don't
for
go
sure.
every other... it's like last resort kind of shit of every switch to flip, but you're there.
The week after the Xbox thing, I was like, we're sure getting it. Like it's gonna. The fact that it hasn't happened now, I'm kind of surprised. Yeah.
The PS5 did get a call out from CEO Hiroki Toki when discussing the possibility of moving manufacturing to the U.S. to avoid the brunt of Donald Trump's tariffs. He admitted that the console, quote, can't be produced locally and that it would be, quote, an efficient strategy that has been considered going forward. Over the 12 months ending March, Sony shipped 18.5 million PlayStation 5 consoles, down slightly from 20.8 million the year before, bringing its lifetime shipments to 77.7 million shipped. Sony still manufactures the majority of PS5 hardware in China, and so its gaming business is especially at risk right now. Even after the 90-day pause and reduction in rates announced last week, the 30% tariff on imports into the U.S. from China is substantially higher than the 10% rate levied for other countries, and games consoles were not included in the examples for select other electronics. Exemptions, for select other electronics. Microsoft has already raised the price of its Xbox console up by $100, though Nintendo has so far elected to keep Switch 2 pricing the same ahead of its launch next month. To which Joey Radstone super chats and says, get a Switch 2 now before they're $600.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't get a Switch 2. Expected, right? Expected in terms of like sadly expected. But it is interesting the little note there of like, hey, it is possible potentially for us to develop stuff in America.
And is that just lip service?
Yes.
Is that just a financial lip service you say of like, yeah, we're investigating that and we're finding out no, we're not going to do it.
Sure.
Because then they look at the realistically, it's going to take like a decade to have like infrastructure built and for people to learn what they need to do to like work at these places and all this stuff. Ooh, that's a lot of investment there, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting that they even mentioned it, which is that surprised me because I feel like a lot of these companies just don't even say that. It's not even a possibility. But it's to me, it's going to happen eventually. It's just what is the level of it, right? Are we moving PS5 Pros all the way up to an insane, even more of an insane number? Or are we just doing PS5 base? Are we raising all of our games like Xbox did? Like, is this going to be, what is it going to look like, right? And that's just all speculation, across the board. Right?
I think to your point of bringing Xbox, I thought, okay, then other shoe's going to drop any time now. Even Nintendo, right? When they said, all right, we're keeping the Switch 2 price the same for launch. When they went out with pre-orders, that to me speaks of course, just how crazy and shifting these sands are right now, but them very much saying without saying, we're leaving the door open to raising this later on. Yeah. I think if you're PlayStation, if you're Nintendo, there's both the other guys are doing it, so what's it matter? And then there is we got to try to make money and make up for these deficits we're looking at. So yeah, you do it. And I think it would be both. And I think it would be the same conversation we have all the time of, is the PlayStation 5 Pro for you? Which brings in Terry Huffman, who's super chatted before I think we were even live. I have a PS5 base. My TV runs it fully with HDR 4K. Is a PS5 Pro even worth it anymore since we know GTA 6 ran on a base PS5? I think you double typoed there, but
yeah.
Terry, only you can decide how much money how much money a PlayStation 5 Pro is worth. As somebody who uses both a PlayStation 5 Pro and a PlayStation 5 often, I see the differences, but I still haven't seen differences where I'd be like, this would be the one. I think Monster Hunter runs so much better on my PlayStation 5 Pro, but it doesn't run the garbage mode on PlayStation 5. I do think when you're talking about GTA 6, again, talking out of our asses, we haven't played it or touched it, I would imagine you're going to see it in load times, you're going to see it in fidelity, you're going to see it how far it out is there.
FPS.
But, yeah. And how much does that matter to you?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, as somebody who's been re-reviewing and replaying, I should say, for the re-review, Outer Worlds, everybody, remember, we're reviewing it the Friday before the week of SGF so that we can do it on Friday and then be SGF and then be on ready for that next week's Xbox presentation of Outer Worlds 2. Playing that on my Xbox Series X, loving it. Playing it on my ROG Ally through Remote Play, amazing. When I got on the plane with the Xbox Series S and the X screen and booted it up, and I was like, oh, fuck. Right, we can't run this at 60. Oh, my God. It was a rough 30 minutes before I was just back to it. And now I'm back to my beautiful screen and my beautiful Xbox Series X. I'm like, oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because like we even talk about Death Stranding, right? Death Stranding 2, right? That they did previews on the base PS5, and that game.
Oh, did they? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
well, I knew that, but I forgot.
Yeah, that's what Blessing taught. And he was like, dude, this game looks amazing, right? So I mean, I think it's all up to your sensitive eyes, right? Like if you see all the pixels, if you know that you're not getting the best experience and you want the best experience, that's what PS5 Pro is for. But I don't think for the base majority of gamers, you're not gonna know the difference.
It's what you want and what
really
you think.
matter.
Yeah. But I think there is an interesting conversation here, right? Of Christopher Burnett. I just got my PlayStation 5 Pro to avoid any price hikes.
Interesting.
There is that conversation, both for a PS5 and for any of the consoles we're talking about. Well, Xbox, I guess. But any of the consoles of like, I don't need a second Switch, but I know Ben's going to want one eventually, and I'd like to have it at launch. And also, I'd like to have it at a cheaper price than if I had to go, same thing if you didn't have a PlayStation 5 or you're sitting waiting for a Pro for GTA 6. By the time GTA 6 gets here next year, who the fuck knows what the world economy is going to look like?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it gets me thinking specifically for the PS5 Pro because, again, even though Death Stranding 2 runs really well on the base PS5, I still think about it. I'm like, oh, man, I want the best experience. So if that goes up to, what's the PS5 Pro at right now? It's 700, 600?
Oh, God, is it really? $699?
It's pricey.
Pro, buy.
How much is that?
From direct, $699.
$699. So if that goes to 800, woo, tough.
Oh, it's going to be more than 800, I feel like. Because what, the Series X went up 100?
Yeah. Oh, no.
150? No,
I think it was
somewhere
like
around
70.
there.
They did in my stupid, I'm not good at math way, a convoluted rollout. Okay. But I think it's how much on every SKU they needed to try to do it.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to see that influx of the people that are trying to get in there a little bit early. But it's going to happen, and it's super sad because I look back at I'm doing woodworking right now, and this one guy, he's identified me as the gaming guy. So he comes up to me, and he has no ideas about video games. He has FIFA, and he has an Xbox One. So he walks up to me, he's like, "So what's going on with gaming? What's going on with this?" And I'm like, "Oh, the price jumped of this thing." And he's like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy because no one's buying Xboxes." I'm like, "Yeah, that's kind of true, but like whatever." But yeah, no, it's interesting talking to someone like him who is now looking at the marketplace of a new console, and he's just like, I will not buy another one, right? Like, there's no way for me to do it and he looked at me and he said the same thing that is true. He's like, wasn't this time around the last generation consoles were cheaper? I'm like, yeah, much cheaper. This was the time when you got the Slims and you were able to get in there and you were able to buy a console for half the prices it once launched for. So we are in completely uncharted territory, and I'm so interested to see if, hopefully, when the tariffs go away and we're able to get back to a normal economy when it comes to electronics eventually in the next 7 years or whatever, next administration, whatever it looks like.
Well, I mean, that'll be Trump's third term. So,
sure, Jesus fucking Christ.
Or it'll be someone else and they'll be like, actually, this is actually kind of nice, but it's good now because it's us.
Yeah,
listen, we wish we could undo it, but that's how.
Yeah,
but that causes more chaos in the market.
That is the question that I have, right? Like, is this a forever thing now? Will we never see a market now where the PS6 goes to half price halfway through its generation? Is it always going to be, if it launches at 600, is it always going to be 600?
No, I think we will. I think in some way, shape, or form, the market will correct back to what it was before. When I do think these tariffs go away. I do think this is a bad move. I do think this is anti-consumer and anti-worldwide economy. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to net out the way the Republicans think it's going to net out for us, but we'll have to wait and see on all that. And if that's the case, when it would be there, I think you would see the next leader who steps in, strip them away and try to get it back and da-da-da-da-da. And then then it is into this weird one of like, well, where is gaming? What is gaming? You know, we've talked so much, I know, and we beat this dead horse all the time of Matt Piscatella saying we're a mature market, and you bringing in this great example of somebody who's a casual gamer is like, I want to go up. It's like, well, if you want to go up, fine, but if we are all going up and we're willing to pay that for the PlayStation 6, the next Xbox, whatever, what does that look like? Who are they catering to? Have the bottoms fallen out on all these corporation stock prices? So now that they've come back and they're not at the 2020 levels of how profitable you were, but you're here at 2025, but now you're here at 2027, right? And it's like, all right, cool. Now we're maintaining this mid-level. That's what shareholders expect. They don't need the glory days. They're happy with what they're making. Like, there's so many moving parts to it.
Yeah, it's tough because I am of the mind that some of this will stick. I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's game prices. Game prices, if we're going to 80, if Xbox is going to 80 temporarily, or they didn't say temporarily, but for now, we're not going back to 70 unless they see all these games completely. Unless
Again,
unless Call of Duty completely flops. I don't think we're going back to 70.
Over here in the chat, right? They're talking about Rookie 117. Prices will not go down unless the sales plummet. That's exactly back to the stock price, right? Where if they're not happy with this thing, then it would be fucking have all the first parties make smaller games, shorter games, turn them faster, lean and mean, get everything down, and let's go. So that we could do this.
Mafia the Old Country, $50.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think, again, we always, since I've been talking about video games, talk about exploring the scale, right? Let's explore how much a game is worth. And a GTA, fine, you're $100, whatever. But yeah, something like Mafia the Old Country, we're gonna do $50. This is a linear experience, and we're telling you a story. We're doing this thing exactly right. And so, hopefully, as more things come in, that's great for us, the established gamers. But dude who doesn't want to buy another console, what does that mean? Does that mean a PC eventually? Does that mean just a Steam Deck? Does it mean cloud gaming? Has Microsoft future-proofed not even future-proofed, prepared for this moment in a very interesting way?
Yeah.
Where, okay, cool, $10, put it on your phone with this Backbone controller as a pro now, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I mean, I pitched the Steam Deck to more novice and casual gamers more than anything now.
Yeah.
Where I look at them and say, hey, if you have a kid that is into the stuff or semi into the stuff and you don't know what to get, maybe a Steam Deck is the right option. Games go on sale all the time. You know what you're getting. You could potentially, you can fix this thing. You can upgrade it for another thing. You can play it on a PC.
You can play games.
Yeah.
Games. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
What?
Talking about the porn games?
No, I'm talking about like
perverts.
No, like games.
Oh, you emulate. Oh, allegedly.
Alleged games. Alleged games.
All that juice in the YouTube chat brings up an interesting point and says all this is going to kill off the casual audience. I would pivot and say, doesn't matter. And I know, outrageous thing to say, but again, let's talk about Matt Piscatella being here and talking about, what was it, 43% of gamers only play Fortnite and something else on their machine. Like, they only turn it on and do that. So it's like, they're not contributing. Yeah, they bought consoles. Sure. They're buying V-Bucks. Sure. But like, for what Expedition 33 is not going to be affected by the Madden people and the Call of Duty people and the Fortnite people walking away.
Yeah, but I mean, they're the bedrock of this whole industry. Like, I mean, that's my argument here, right? Yeah. Like, you see those numbers, you see the games that are always at the top of the charts. It's always the casual games.
I think it's worth calling out before everybody says I'm stupid and an idiot, right? My argument here is it would be a different looking market, but would it be a market that reflects more what we all want and what we love? Would it suddenly be people are exploring the scale with smaller, cooler games? Indies matter more. I'm not worried about video games going away, nor am I really worried about PlayStation going away, right? Okay, revamp what that PlayStation means and what your expectations are, and Barrett?
As someone who grew up with
good today,
Oh yeah, you do look good.
We both do.
As someone who grew up with two very young parents who didn't have a lot of money, in terms of what I had access to, I was always a generation behind. Sorry, getting choked up. Definitely not choking on food. Like, I got my first N64 in 2002. And that's like post GameCube coming out, I think, right? And Duro in the chat says, like, casual audiences will probably just be a generation or two behind, and I think that's probably going to be the more likely case. It's not going to kill a casual audience because there's still always going to be an interest in from the casual audience of interacting with this medium, but just what they have access to in terms of what's hot. I think that's going to be a little bit died down.
And again, we're in such an interesting place where, okay, let's just say for hypothetical sakes, right? You're talking about the Xbox, whatever, the next Xbox 2030, I'm going to call it, the next Xbox, right?
720, finally.
Cool, cutting edge, you're all there. And then people are still doing Xbox Series S, and they're doing the cloud gaming on that, through that. And they're getting, like, that again is, even for PlayStation 5, right? Of like, well, you assume PlayStation 6 will be able to play PlayStation 5. PlayStation 4 all the way back. Now I'm ripping up the donuts too. But you know what I mean? Of like,
yeah,
we're in a market now where you're back to what people have always predicted with the mobile system of like, you can have the fanciest iPhone or you can have whatever iPhone. Eventually it'll get phased out, but you are there and there are options. And what does that new casual market look like? And even now, as much as I champion xCloud and talk about cloud gaming and all that stuff, and also understand that that's above a lot of people's pay grades, is it anymore for the casual consumer, especially when it's going to be, I miss gaming, and you just need one person to be like, well, for $10 and that thing and the controllers you already have at home for your old Xbox, for your old PlayStation, you could do all this stuff and go. If people are looking for deals and still want to get in.
Yeah, and you got to think about it, right? Like talking about the generations of it all, right? Like there's so much cross-generation games. Every single game that matters in terms of the big, top 5 games of the year are pretty much cross-generation games. The only times it took about 4 years for a big exclusive casual game to come out that was exclusive to the next-gen consoles, and that was college football. Right? Like, and that was a big seller for those consoles specifically because that was the first time people looked around and said, "Oh, it doesn't work on my Xbox One. Fuck. Okay, I need to get another one now." So it does take a lot of time, and yeah, of course, I understand to your point, right? The hardcore is going to bolster the launch of,
and that's not necessarily my point. Just a question I'm asking.
Sure,
but
I think you're right, though. I think you're right in terms of like the hardcore always bolsters the launch of any new console, and the adoption rate starts from there, and then it just goes up and up through the casuals eventually taking their time and waiting for the sales. But my issue is just if the sales don't happen, right? If we get to the point where this console stays at the high price and then also more games are going to be cross-platform because the adoption rate is going to be lower potentially for the next generation. It's interesting, but also we're at the point now where PS5 has the pretty much neck and neck with PS4 in terms of sales, which is really incredible. So anything can happen.
Some super chats in here to plow through. Jay plays casual. What do you think the increase will be? 50 to 150 across the board for a PS5 lineup? I think, again, I'm a big idiot and don't understand economics. I'd imagine it would mirror what Xbox has done, where PlayStation 5 regular gets this percentage of an upgrade, in this PlayStation 5 Pro gets this much. If it is all based on chips and imports and this, that, and the other, I think there'd be some reason to do it there. Silk Gamer says, do you think this extends the console generations? Great question there. And here we go. Barrett's got it pulled up. And this again where I just go cross-eyed. Because there's so many goddamn things going all over the place, but you see it going for Xbox.
Like
So the two S models seem to have gone up by $80.
It's wild.
The X models seem to have gone up by a full $100. And then the 2 terabyte X went up to $130.
This shit still blows my mind. Like, I would have bet money that Xbox would try to figure out a way to keep the Series S specifically at a lower price.
Which, again, I think speaks to
how dire
what this actually is. Like, I think that's the thing. I look at all of this, and I look at PlayStation, even Nintendo's messaging on it, and I know I get shit on for saying this, but I do feel bad for them, because I don't think these aren't, they don't want to do this. This isn't we can raise the prices and take advantage. They know they're going to lose consumers. They know they're locking people out of
especially
buying
Xbox
the
when they're at a place right now where they are very much in third place. And people are not buying these consoles.
But again, maybe that was one they built to be, you know what I mean? But hold on, the Portland Kevin...
And also, everything's an Xbox now. So.
Sure. Yep, it's true. The Portland Kevin doubles down on the question I asked, but we didn't answer and got away from. What are the higher priced consoles due to the timeline for the next generation? Does it force Microsoft and Sony to push out their future plans? I would say no.
So. No.
I would say no. My reasoning being is that I think we're all well aware that behind closed doors, these machines are being worked on and planned and yada, yada, yada. And I think you'd be so far on both the Xbox and PlayStation 6 timelines that it's like, well, fuck. If we throw all of this away, we don't know how much that next chip whatever is going to cost on top of that. Like, you're taking a big gamble on, again, shifting sands and not knowing where this is, and then hopefully the belief that like eventually these tariffs go away. Maybe they go away during this Trump administration as he keeps punting it 30 days and changing his mind and doing this thing and having to touch the fucking stove every fucking 90 days. Like, maybe that happens here. Like, I think for them, they have to, if I was there, I'd be like, guys, it's business as usual. Let's do it, and we will cross these bridges when we get to them.
Yeah, I kind of wish that they would hold off on this. I mean, also just because the pandemic fucked up everything in terms of games. Like, I just want 1 or 2 more years. Let's just kind of ride this one out.
I think again we're back into
that buffer room.
I hear you and I understand that, but again, I think we're just into this new space where it just isn't like it was PS1 to PS2 to PS3, where it just really is like, launch the PlayStation 6, and again, this is me speaking, not PlayStation speaking, and it only sells a fraction of the units, but it's there for the Tims and me or whatever to get the best experience, and it's gonna, like you talked about already, these games are gonna be cross-platform cross-platform for the first few years, right? I'm sure there will be a PlayStation 6 game that is exclusive, et cetera, but like, it's not like you're really freezing the market out if you have this giant scope.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You're right.
We shall wait and see. Just don't fuck up the Xbox handheld. Can you just do that for me?
Come on.
You know what I mean?
$700.
Speaking of $700,
whoa,
we could use $10 from you. That's a steal, isn't it? That's a steal. Kind of Funny, of course, is an independent 11-person operation here in San Francisco, making amazing video game and talk show content for you each and every day live. We start with Games Daily, do the Gamescast, and then do usually a slew of programs and maybe a stream in the afternoon. You can watch live on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Of course, get the podcast later on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere they're available. But if you really like us, pick up a $10 membership. It would get you all of our shows ad-free. It would get you good karma for supporting us, and it would get you your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a series I call Gregway, each and every weekday for 15 to 20 minutes, which adds up to 4 hours of podcasts exclusive for you. However, right now you're not using your benefits, so here's a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium, polarized sunglasses that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. Take it from Tim Geddes, who rocks his Shady Rays every day going on Pokemon Go walks, out and about SF looking dope. If you don't love your shades, exchange for a new pair or return worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal. Head to shadyrays.com and use code FUNNY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. That's shadyrays.com, promo code FUNNY. This episode is brought to you by Aura Frames. Every day we're taking photos from big events to silly moments, but doesn't it sometimes feel like all of your favorite photos are just stuck on your camera roll? Wouldn't it be great to have an easy way to share and enjoy them with friends and family? That's where Aura comes in. Aura makes it effortless to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone, so your favorite memories are always within view. Plus, you can personalize and preload an Aura frame for a unique and special gift. We love Aura frames in this office. Roger has one at home he got for his fiance's birthday, and she absolutely loves it. It takes about 2 minutes to set up the frame using the Aura app. Add unlimited photos and videos and invite as many people as you want to an Aura frame. There are absolutely no hidden fees or subscriptions, and for a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by going to auraframes.com to get $20 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver Mat frame. That's auraframes.com, promo code AURA20. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. This episode's brought to you by Rocket Money. With prices going up on just about everything lately, being smart with your money isn't just a good idea, it's essential. But managing subscriptions, tracking spending, and cutting costs can feel overwhelming. Lucky for you, Rocket Money takes the guesswork out of it, so you can easily make smart decisions. Rocket Money has helped multiple members of Kind of Funny learn they were still paying for things they totally didn't even realize. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all of your accounts. And then you get alerts if bills increase in price, there's unusual spending activity, or if you're close to going over budget. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year while using the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/kindafunny today. That's rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. rocketmoney.com/kindafunny.
Roger.
Hi.
In the super chats, Resolute says, Nick freaked those ad reads.
Aw, dude, he freaked those.
I have seen a rise in the conversation of freaking since the Death Stranding stream.
Yeah.
Could you please explain it to me?
Well, as you know, Greg, Mike and I freaked it for 60 hours straight. We were going ham in this video game. We were ordering Red Robin. We did, by the way, order that pizza. It was horrible. We shouldn't have done it, but we fucked up.
Super chat or chat broke it down for me of like,
tough.
looks at it. this looks great. Everybody, this is disgusting.
It was tough, but Nick freaked those ads. He did a great job, and we just want to let him know and give him the love and the support that he deserves.
Did you invent freaking, or is this an adjective?
Well, it's more of like from Future. Future said, I went into the penthouse and I freaked it. You know what I mean? So then I just kind of going off that. So
I freaked it.
Is this something I should be saying or not? Because I feel like when I started saying dead ass, people are like, Greg, you can't say that.
Well, I mean, you can't say it, but you can say it. I'm going to give you the pass. You can say freaked it, and you can also say dead ass.
That's awesome. That's dead ass.
You can't say cap though.
No.
That was the one that people really didn't.
You can't say cap.
People like
when you did it like as a normal, you trying to like get that off normally. I was like, no shot.
No,
you can't.
absolutely not.
I appreciate that. Keep me honest. Number 2. Will game chat hinder Switch 2 performance? We go to Wesley Ian Poole at IGN.com. And if you notice, I started writing Wesley Ian Poole's name in there as WYP. WYP at IGN.
I love that.
He's the best. The tech experts at Digital Foundry have revealed the final tech specs for Nintendo Switch 2, and with it claimed that game chat feature has a significant impact on system resources to the point where developers are said to be concerned. During last month's Nintendo Direct, Nintendo revealed the Switch 2's game chat functionality, triggered by a press of the C button on the new Joy-Con. Players can watch each other enjoying the game or different titles and, with the help of a camera, even see each other. It's made all the easier by a built-in microphone that is shown to be relatively reliable regardless of the player's gaming environment. The C button's chat menu aims to be an all-in-one multiplayer feature that could result in Nintendo's most successful online push in decades. Digital Foundry said Nintendo provides developers with a game chat testing tool that simulates API latency and L3 cache misses that the real-world game chat incurs on the system. Okay, are we keeping up?
We all in still?
We're going in deeper, everybody. All right,
I thought
we're
the
going
L3 was the L3 button.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, wow, that's interesting.
This means developers can run tests without needing the active game chat sessions running. DF is now, Digital Foundry, is now left wondering, I was like, what the fuck is this? Digital Foundry is now left wondering whether game performance for the end user is impacted by having game chat on or off.
Interesting.
If game chat resources are within the system allocation, it shouldn't make any difference. However, given Nintendo provides game chat emulation tools, the suggestion is there is a hit of some description the developers need to test for. As Digital Foundry put it, quote, we'll be interested to see how game chat may or may not impact game performance, as this does seem to be an area of developer concern, end quote. We won't know for sure until Switch 2 comes out on June 5th. Meanwhile, Digital Foundry revealed the Switch 2's final tech specs. Switch 2 memory system reservation is 3 gigabytes, with 9 gigabytes available for games. For context, the Switch 2 has 0.8 gigabyte memory system reservation and 3.2 gigabyte available for games. That's a significant chunk of the Switch 2's resources that games do not get. As with all consoles, Switch 2 developers don't get access to the full GPU resources, with some reserved by the system.
Yeah, this is not surprising to me. I mean, when you see the game chat and the way that it's working, they even the fact that they even showed it in the trailers.
Look at how framey.
Yeah, they drop it down to like 15 frames per second for all your friends, which I assumed it definitely is for them being able to make sure that everything runs well on the system. But this is clearly an intensive task that's happening on the Switch 2. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that this has some type of memory situation here where we potentially can see games not running as well when you're sharing it to a bunch of people at the same time.
Yeah.
Like Discord itself struggles with that.
Exactly.
And that's usually on a PC where maybe you're not running the game itself, right?
For sure. Will it actually matter? Like, will we get to the games? Will I play Mario Kart and notice that my frames are way less than before? I kind of don't think so. I don't know. I believe in Nintendo specifically for this. Of like, I don't think that they would implement something that would destroy the way that a game runs. So yeah, I understand on paper that's what it looks like, but I would be interested to see how it actually runs because I don't think it's going to affect anything noticeably.
We'll have to wait and see. I'm down on game chat, period.
Damn.
Hater.
He hates connecting.
I hate connecting. I hate bridging gaps in worlds. No, I just think it's I get the idea of chasing it. I just hate when I see hardware people chase stuff they don't need to chase. You know what I mean? I go back all the time to when the PlayStation 4 got revealed, and 2 or 3 weeks before I got interviewed by like the New York Times or whatever, and I kept saying, I was like, well, this is how I would do it, but they never do what I do. And they did everything I would have done. I was like, oh my God, they made a machine about games. They're like not getting caught up in the other bullshit. And then you get to PlayStation 5, like, we introduced game cards and a hint system. Like, none of that shit is used. It's not helpful. Why did you waste your time with it? Like, cut the fat off of this. And so I can only speak from my own personal thing of, I am never going to use this.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody in the Twitch chat say, like, it doesn't affect me. I'm glad they did it, especially for kids. Like, I will never be comfortable walking in and seeing Ben using this in 7 years, talking to his friends from school.
No,
right?
but I will say, for me, when I was a kid, this would have been the greatest thing in the world. For me, I was not living near any of my friends, so being able to connect with them and put on the game
imaginary,
chat.
Right?
Next story, Greg.
Got his ass, everybody. Let's move on to some good Nintendo news, maybe. Number 3, Super Mario World appears to be the title of the next Mario movie. This comes from Wario and NBC. Wario, I saw last night on Blue Sky break out this story and then have to update it because the upfronts are happening. So they put out stories about these things, and then they mentioned Super Mario World, and then they've now quietly removed it from the press release. It originally read, blockbuster hits including Wicked for Good, Jurassic World, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 streaming exclusively on Peacock following their theatrical release. An exciting range of films from Universal Pictures, Focus Features, DreamWorks Animation, and Illumination were presented, including Megan 2.0, Nobody 2, Bad Guys 2, How to Train Your Dragon, Downton Abbey, the grand finale, Black Phone 2, Him, The Phoenician Scheme, Super Mario World, Shrek, and Minions.
Yeah.
These films...
Wait, what? Shrek and Minions?
Shrek, Minions.
Oh,
what a crossover that would be.
Dude.
Yeah, that would have been sick.
These films stream first exclusively on Peacock after their theatrical and PVOD windows, making it a uniquely positioned blah, blah, blah. You get Peacock if you want these. And, of course, if you want the old show, this is awesome. Yeah. But then, of course, news, everyone's like, holy shit, it's called Super Mario World. And they just quietly deleted this from the press release.
Yeah, I wonder if that's... Yeah, there's totally a world where it is called Super Mario World, but there is a chance that it's not, right? They could just be referring to the Super Mario World or just the because they call
this thing's called Super Mario World.
They call Shrek and then Minions. They just say Shrek and Minions.
Yeah.
It's not called Shrek or Minions. It's called Minions 3 and then Shrek 5.
Maybe they're restarting both franchises.
Oh,
shit. Or maybe it is Shrek and Minions.
No, it's definitely not called Minions. Guys, I know this. I know this for a fact. It's not Minions.
I like Super Mario World.
I love it. I love it. Because that
mean?
means that we can get Galaxy one day. That'll be sick, dude. Come on, bro.
You're freaking right now. You're freaking.
All right,
no
I don't like it.
No
I take it back.
We revoke it.
I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a good name. I like, again, even with Mario Kart World, I like harkening back to this thing that's such a touchstone for so many of us. Like, fuck yeah.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
I also don't believe it.
All right, well, wait and see, everybody. I've never known Peacock to lie to me. Number 4, there have been more Microsoft layoffs. This is WYP at IGN.com. It sounds good. It's a serious story. It sounds good, though.
Yeah.
WYP at IGN.com.
WYP.
Wesley Inpool, if you're watching, get a business card that just says WYP at IGN.com and hand that shit out. You know what I mean?
It.
It's fire. Microsoft has confirmed cuts accounting to 3% of its entire workforce. CNBC reported that Microsoft had 228,000 employees as of June 2024 and is aiming to reduce management layers across all of its teams. Approximately 6,000 employees are affected. Imagine being that big.
Yeah.
We're cutting 3% of our thing. It's 6,000 people.
Fuck.
Quote, we continue to implement organizational changes necessary to best position the company for success in a dynamic marketplace, a Microsoft spokesperson said to CNBC. IGN has asked Microsoft if the cuts affect its video game business. In September 2024, Microsoft cut a further 650 staff from its gaming business after 1,900 staff were cut earlier that year. As part of those cuts, Microsoft closed Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks and Redfall developer Arcane Austin. In total, Microsoft let go 2,550 staff from its gaming business since acquiring Activision Blizzard for $69 billion in 2023. Speaking to IGN in June 2024, Xbox boss Phil Spencer said, quote, I have to run a sustainable business inside a company and grow. And that means sometimes I have to make hard decisions that frankly are not decisions I love, but decisions that somebody needs to go make, end quote. I had pulled this last night. I should have double checked if there's an update from it. So sing a song real quick about layoffs and I'm going to go check.
I won't sing a song, but just the quote of I have to run a sustainable business inside the company and grow. Yeah. But when that growth is constantly money growing, and then trying to find sustainability within that are two conflicting ideas there, Phil. And so, oh man. Remember when they said they weren't going to lay people off when they bought a company for $69 billion?
Horrible. This is horrible.
No, there's still nothing on it.
Microsoft.
WYP's article still says developing. It still has the same quote. So they have not gotten a statement apparently from Microsoft about that.
Yeah.
As always, this sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else to say?
No, I just heart goes out to everybody, and I also specifically do not hope that any other development teams or studios close down, because I did not realize that was kind of the last big gaming cut from Microsoft, because it feels like there's layoffs all the time, right?
Yeah,
so
there are.
So
many layoffs.
There definitely
all the
are. So then to read this and be like, shit, that was the last time like we had a huge one from Microsoft, and it resulted in Hi-Fi Tango Gameworks and Arcane Austin closing down. So I hope that doesn't happen again or anything like it.
Let's move on to, I guess, more sad news if you like, Tim. Kingdom Hearts game has been canceled. This is Ethan Gotch over at Kotaku. Square Enix has finally given up on its Pokemon Go style mobile spin-off of Kingdom Hearts. The Final Fantasy publisher announced on Wednesday that it was canceling Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, which began development back in 2019 because it didn't think it could deliver on the live service experience in the long haul. The change of heart comes as Square Enix commits to releasing fewer but better games. Missing Link was supposed to be a GPS-based RPG that integrated the real world into the series' familiar action combat with storytelling, and it was originally supposed to launch in 2024. Quote, "We wish to convey our heartfelt apologies to everyone who has been looking forward to the start of service," the publisher wrote in an update. "Although we worked hard on developing and adjusting the game in hope that it would be enjoyed by lots of players, we determined that it would be difficult for us to offer a service that players would find satisfactory over a long period of time, leading us to the decision to cancel development," end quote. Square Enix confirmed it is still all in on Kingdom Hearts 4, but noted in its latest earnings briefing that it plans to be choosier about what it greenlights going forward. On the back of a $217 million drop in net sales last year, despite the outsized success of Dragon Quest III HD 2D, the company revealed a 3-year plan to, quote, "reboot and awaken long-term growth." It includes various initiatives to improve productivity by utilizing AI, as well as releasing fewer games. Quote, "Under the new management structure, we reviewed all projects at our domestic studios, including HD and SD titles, and decided to discontinue development of some titles and invest additional funds in titles that require refinement, thereby steadily implementing a strategy of selecting and concentrating development resources," the company wrote in a presentation. It also wants to reestablish a mid to long-term pipeline to achieve a shift from quantity to quality.
Wow.
A lot of corporate speak, a lot of bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Good on you for canceling this.
Sure.
Good on you for trying something. I'm glad they didn't force it out. They didn't do this whole thing. Everybody hates it. The team, I mean, I can't say won't get laid off still, but like,
it seems like they're potentially transitioning them to
seems like they're, and again, I think we talk all the time about publishers learning the wrong lessons. AI ain't the right lesson to learn here, but it is the right lesson to learn. All right, let's make fewer, better games.
Yes.
Like, yes, of course.
Yeah, we always have the meme of Square Enix is releasing a random game that you never could guess the title of, and you don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah.
So them doubling down on quality over quantity is better than a GPS action RPG, as the trailer said, which made me laugh.
Mr. Hawks 182 writes in with a super chat and says, "The worst part of the mobile Kingdom Hearts game being canceled is that the thing contained around 6 to 9 super important Kingdom Hearts 4 drops. You will be lost in Kingdom Hearts 4. Adem 2 times says, RIP Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. So people are out there, they're mourning it. They are saying so. Resolute RIP Kingdom Hearts Missing Link.
Oh my gosh.
Word was that it was pretty much finished too. Frowny emoji.
Wow.
It wouldn't be good though, they said, right? So,
no.
Don't worry about it.
Take all of your information.
I don't know what any of this means.
Oh.
Resolute has a different super chat. I'm curious if Disney Step, STEP, coming out last year in Japan, which looks extremely similar to Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, led to the cancellation. Like not being able to use Disney properties for a similar game. Oh, I'm unfamiliar with Disney
Step.
This
looks like straight up Pokemon Go. Like, okay. But I'm also looking at that trailer for Missing Link. That doesn't look as much Pokemon Go as I thought it was going to look.
Yeah.
Disney Step looks like exactly like Pokemon Go.
Okay. Well, there you go, everybody. Get that in Japan if you want. Trick your app store and do that, I guess. Number 6 on the Roper Report. Save your Switch 2 battery, everybody.
Oh.
This is Tomas Franzi over at GameSpot. There's a video too. Nintendo is recommending that Switch 2 owners turn on a, quote, stop charging around 90%, end quote, setting to prevent the system's battery from deteriorating as fast. The company shared the news and an in-depth video explaining where to find the new setting in a recent Nintendo Today post. Recently, Nintendo has been sharing system setting related videos on its daily news app, including one showcasing the use of mouse controls on a home screen. The latest one highlights a stop charging around 90% feature for Switch 2, with Nintendo explaining that, quote, pausing the charge at around 90% reduces deterioration of the battery, end quote. A video showcasing how to turn on the feature was also included and has since been shared by industry insider Stealth40K on X. If you plan on frequently playing your Switch 2 over the long term, this is definitely a feature you should be aware of. Keeping the system's battery healthy is important if you want to maximize your handheld's mode playtime. Currently, Nintendo says the Switch 2's battery life lasts between 2 and 6.5 hours, depending on what games are being played. Nintendo also said the system will take 3 hours to charge, although that may be a bit shorter if this new specific setting is turned on.
What the fuck are we doing? Turn that on by default. If you actually want to save these batteries, you got to just turn it on. Also, we need better adaptive charging situations, because my phone has one and it's fucking great, where it just automatically I plug it in at night and it knows that I'm plugging it in for the nighttime, so then it charges all the way up until I wake up in the morning, so then it doesn't overcharge my battery. We got to get better about this, because repairability for these consoles fucking suck, so then inevitably I have the Switch 1 and then it just fucking, the battery sucks over 7 years, because that's how batteries
work. Or the battery expands, like my case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can't fucking repair it, because these things are unrepairable. They're not like the Steam Deck. They're not like Framework laptops. And then now they don't turn them on by default, and they're like, "Oh, just go into the settings." Only nerds are turning on those settings, and you should if you're listening to this. But
yeah,
just turn it on by
I thought we
default.
were done with all this.
Just turn it on.
I remember my Game Boy Advance SP. Reading that thing, I was like, "Oh, don't wear this shit down and then charge it. You're gonna fucking die."
Same shit.
Like, oh my god! And I thought we were done with it now.
Nah, bro.
I don't even know. I mean, my Switch is always just charging. I don't know. Pull it out. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's
Yeah.
not like, how much am I losing?
Over time, yeah, a lot. It's not good.
Who cares? You know what I mean? Grow up. You're gonna buy. By the time this thing would be dying, you'd be buying the OLED version of it too. Who cares? You're all fine.
Repairability.
Roger's never playing his Switch that much. They has to worry about this.
I might. This is the one. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Holy shit.
I'm sorry. Breaking news about the Kingdom Hearts Dead game. AK.92 super chats and says this is big for lore implications. The last Kingdom Hearts mobile game had the main villain's whole backstory in it.
It's incredible.
Roger, the loss of any idea what's happening in Kingdom Hearts 4 is huge, big news. But if I don't want that, I want smaller news. Where do I go?
You to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about. Fuck.
You got
it. It's the Krispy Kreme.
Have another bite. That'll get you going. That'll get you where you need to be. No, just take the whole thing. Don't take a quarter of the last strawberry donut.
No, right. Don't do this to me. You cut the tip of a slice of pizza once.
Yeah, but that wasn't because
don't even try to justify it. Don't.
Number 7, the Wii News. GameSpot reports, it's been a long time coming, but PlayStation 5 players can finally use Apple Pay natively when purchasing games. Now, rather than having to take any extra steps, customers can simply select Apple Pay during the checkout process in their PS5s. They will then be greeted by a QR code they can scan with their iPhone or iPad to complete the transaction. A webbing journey is launching early access. Would you just drop it all over your neck?
I just bit my lip.
A webbing journey is launching early access May 19th on PC via Steam. 2K today launched Season 2 of PGA Tour 2K25. You're going to get all new legendary course, the old course at St. Andrews Links, as well as the Greenskeeper archetype spotlight, the new challenges game mode, an array of unlockable and earnable Clubhouse Pass content, and much more.
Ooh.
PUBG Battlegrounds expands destructible terrain with update 35.2 today.
Holy shit.
We have our first look at Nick Cage's Madden today and Christian Bale as Al Michaels, right? Let's see him.
I didn't even know who that guy was.
There they are.
Damn. This is fire. David
God bless Nick Cage, you know what I mean?
So cool. He's also doing the Spider Noir show.
Yeah. I saw a super chat earlier, maybe a regular chat, saying if you're doing Ironheart, we should do Spider-Man Noir. They have a teaser too. Yeah. I'll look into that.
Yeah,
I'll look into that. You know what I
mean?
If I remember to tell Tim. Noble over on Blue Sky talked about Ubisoft's fiscal year 2025. The 3 bullet points they called out. AC Shadows is the second highest day one sales after Valhalla. New record on day one performance on PSN.
Ooh.
A new subsidiary will focus on single-player live service in mobile and China. And then Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake launches before April 1st, 2026.
Just like how
Hold your breath, everybody.
was going to come out last year. Yeah.
And then your final one, WWE 2K25 New Wave Pack DLC, featuring the Motor City Machine Guns, Stephanie Vaquer, and Julia are available today. Let's watch an old video of Chris Sabin from the Motor City Machine Guns chopping me. You clap. You getting into this? You getting my faction cards today?
I'll boot it up and play for a little bit.
What? Yeah, I can take anything you can give. Go. Hold on to this.
Like machismo, this is for you.
What the heck?
Oh, you said you were going to take two of them. All right, if you can. No, not again. Somebody else. Shut up. What's your problem, man? Oh, that hurt my ear.
You can already see it. You can already see it coming up there. But I've been chopped by Motor City Machine Guns, Hulk Hogan, Woods. There's somebody else I'm forgetting in that mix, and I apologize. Chat, probably keep me honest. Sabin, hardest chop I've ever taken.
Really?
Like it's clear like the other guys like were like taking it easy on, and you know maybe whatever because whatever. Sabin fucking wanted to hurt me, and he did. You can see it at the very end there, but I do on my it was before iPhones because I'm that old. On my digital camera roll on the PlayStation 3 where I store all my media footage, I have a photo of, you can see the imprint of his hand, like every finger. Like that's how hard he hit me, and at the end you can already see it starting to welt up because he hit me that hard, and I love it. That's what I wanted. He did it well, and
How
that's
long
why
does that hurt for? Like a few days?
I mean, it was the pain goes away pretty quick, and then it's just this weird bruise that you'll touch. Like, I don't think about it much. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that one fucking hurt.
Damn.
The first time I ever met Austin Creed as well.
Oh.
And then we both forgot about it.
Yeah. Oh.
I had to show him the video later, years later. I digress, everybody. We ask everybody watching live to keep us honest by going to kindafunny.com/you're wrong.
Whoa.
All right. I'll give it to you. You know, Blaster Goblin gave me a free shirt and came out to the Chicago show, right? Blaster Goblin writes in with the super missed news. On May 9th, 2025, Blaster Goblin secured the speedrun world record in Tony Hawk Shred with a time of 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 25 seconds.
Tony Hawk Shred. Is that the Kinect one?
I have no fucking idea which one that one was. Blaster Goblin, where can I see? I don't know why no one wrote this up. Where was the IGN article?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know Rebecca Valentine's been busy.
This is the one with the physical, like,
the board?
Yeah, the board.
Oh, this is the one where we made fun of it for years on GameScoop, where Tony Hawk was like, it's full of technology. He was like, this board is full of technology. We're like, what the fuck are you talking about,
awesome.
Tony Hawk?
That's so sick.
Somebody write in. I need to see the world's record of how we know that is. But congratulations, Blaster Goblin.
Exciting.
Let's get into some super chats to round out your day and get you over to the Gamescast to hear all about FBC Firebreak. Gerald of Rivia writes in and says, Roger, I promised myself if Caroline Polachek made a song for Death Stranding 2, I would play both games for you. Guess it's time to start.
Yes, that's exciting.
Here we go. And I'm at speedrun.com. All of them laid out.
No runs.
No runs recorded.
No one's ever done this before.
So I'll tell you what, I have a lot. I'm looking over here. Control Z. Blaster Goblin says his time was 1 hour and 49 minutes and 25 seconds. I regret to inform you, I did this as well, and my time was 1 hour, 39 minutes, 25 seconds. So I shaved a whole 10 seconds off there, or minutes off, and you can't prove me wrong because nobody can be proved now.
Oh shit! There's actually a video.
Fuck.
I'll put it in that.
Fuck
really
no.
quick.
Oh fuck no. He knows I'm lying now. I'm reading back to this.
Wearing a kind of
people are still talking about some of the stuff, but we're over the price stuff now. Neon Pocket Dimension writes in. If I want Elden Ring Night Rain codes for our podcast to do content with, do I go through Bandai Namco PR or FromSoft? Would love some advice on how to ask for game codes. Love you guys. Gage from NPD. That's Neon Pocket Dimension. Great question, Gabe. I really appreciate. And he's wearing a kind of a Blaster Goblin's wearing the kind of funny shirt.
Yeah.
Love that question. A lot of people don't ask that question and instead, don't know how to do it or whatever.
Yeah.
You want to go through the publisher. So you'd want to go to Bandai Namco. When I was in your shoes on the outside starting my blog and when I was doing freelance work and when I was doing that, I would cold email PR all the time of, I needed Capcom. I wanted to play Dead Rising. I would go to Capcom's website, eventually go to the media center, find a name, find a PR at, email address, email them, lay out my case. Hey, I'm working for the newspaper. I have a column. I have a weekly column, a daily blog. I wanted this. This is the idea. And usually that led to them, and granted, different time, getting me to the right person. Today's world, content creators, podcasts, it all matters. It all counts. And so you are like, will Elden Ring get back to you? I can't say. But I do know that like you have a million other devs and publishers and people out there who are trying to get their games in front of as many people as possible. And once you start cracking that code and getting in there, it's easier and you start to understand the system of it. A lot of people use for those smaller indie games things like terminals and all these different things where you can have a login, you can show up and request and show your things and go that way. Show your work. It works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when I was doing that, I did the exact same thing.
It worked out for you?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad it worked out for you.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike. Mike's here. He's forgiving you about the shirt? He's wearing the shirt. No, he's not wearing the shirt.
No, him and I have new beef, actually. It's about the beanbag. We got to talk about it.
Oh, shit. Are you trying to take the beanbag from Roger?
Yeah, he's mad about me. He's mad at me.
I'm happy about that. Yeah.
He's mad at you too, Greg.
Hey, man, you weren't in the room. The room was like, hey, what's up with this beanbag? I explained what the beanbag was.
It's an Xbox beanbag. Why don't you go?
Shout out to Towerborn. They sent us a love sack, like a giant beanbag that's like a love seat.
Super sack.
And it came with an Xbox wrap for it because, of course, they're Towerborn is couch co-op.
Yeah.
And so then it sat out there and I said, who wants it? And Roger was like, I'll take it. And I was like, great, just get me a photo of it so I can put it up and properly thank them.
Yeah. And then Mike got mad as I was leaving the office.
Did
and
you take it
now
home?
I brought it home and then I looked at Leanza and I was like, he's going to bitch about this all week. So I'm bringing it back to him.
Oh, wow. So Mike is taking it home now.
Mike,
He made me carry it out. Shove it in my face.
That after the shirt debacle yesterday. Really.
Yeah, that's
it was a double homicide
homicide
for sure.
Have you blocked Roger yet, Mike?
Unblocked him? Not
No,
yet.
not yet.
He says over there. And then Z Kinetic is giving you all a reminder. It says if you have time during the Superman trailer reaction, there was also a Spider Noir teaser and an Ironheart teaser. I don't know how you missed the second part. All right, and I'm not gonna get too mad at you, but I'm getting angry, as you can tell. We're going to do the Superman teaser. I said that, and literally I took a breath with my fat fucking lungs, and then the next thing I said, we're also doing Ironheart. And then he said, what's your hype level for Ironheart? Now, I understand maybe you're a big Superman fan like me, so you heard Superman, you just went, you know, I like ate 2 strawberry fucking donuts over here. Lost your fucking mind, okay? But anyways, yes, we are reacting to both Ironheart and Superman. They need to be on-demand videos on YouTube and Screencast podcast feed because, of course, we don't want the lawyers getting us if we do a live stream. It's a whole thing. Spider-Man Noir, I'll present it to Tim, but he's already had donuts too. Who knows what he's in?
I love how much you love Superman because I was thinking about it last night about the Nintendo store, how we're in line for the Nintendo store and you saw the Superman poster. And then I asked you a question about the Nintendo store, and then you said, wait, are you talking about the Superman poster? I'm like, no, I'm not. We're outside the Nintendo store. And you're such a kid that you get so excited and your whole world becomes
The way
Superman.
you phrased it, all right? We'd already moved on from the Nintendo store. Congratulations. We're fucking here. Who gives a shit? Look at this poster. It's hot. It's fucking cool. Everybody, this has been Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, youtube.com/kindafunnygames, and podcast services around the globe. If you love that, we'd love you to pick up a Kinda Funny membership. Remember, we're an 11-person small business that's all about live talk shows. Go to patreon.com/kindafunny, youtube.com/kindafunnygames, Apple or Spotify. Toss us $10 and for 1 month, you get all of our shows. That's more than $80 a month ad-free. Plus, you get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a series we call Gregway. It's 15 to 20 minutes of podcasting solo, all by my lonesome, unless somebody's here because I have to go somewhere. But guess what? That adds up to 4 hours of exclusive podcasts each and every month. However, I digress. It's time for the Gamescast, so strap in. If you're watching or listening later, go check it out. And until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.